that because we've always prided ourselves as the only country in Africa where a president's win was overturned. So that happened in Malawi. And the guy had been president for 2 months and still left State House.
Yeah, because everything was in court.
That would never happen.
IKONINI.
Yeah, vile unacheki jo. Leo niko na a guest from very far country inaitwa Malawi na anaitwa Wendy. How far is Malawi from Kenya? Coming to think of it, I don't even... Which countries does Malawi border? Tanzania?
Zambia, yes. Tanzania.
Yeah.
Zimbabwe, Mozambique. Yeah, Zambia, Tanzania, Mozambique.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So like when you're coming to Kenya, if you're not flying, you have to come through Tanzania?
No, it's 2 hours. Yeah, so yeah, we do actually go through Tanzania in the air on flying. You mean if you're not flying?
Yes, if you're not flying and you have to come by road, you go through Tanzania or?
I think so. I think it's Tanzania. Yeah, it is Tanzania actually.
Okay. And how is Malawi? Because we just see very little about Malawi. I think your president is Chakwera. Yes. So I think that's all I know about Malawi.
Malawi is fine. A lot of similarities of maybe things happening here and in Malawi. I think it's something that maybe is happening around Africa at the moment. That is politically, socially, and in terms of events. So otherwise, it's fine.
Okay. And you're a gospel singer?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm a gospel artist. I got born again in 2017. But before I was a secular artist, a wild one.
You are like still doing music?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. You're a secular artist, you're wild. What do you mean
I was
wild?
actually one of the biggest female secular artists in Malawi then. They used to call me the dancehall queen. I was actually the first to do dancehall in Malawi. I was very, very big, but I was wild. Alcohol, partying, and all that stuff. Violent fights, getting arrested by the police, moved with whiskey bottles in the car all the time.
Yeah. So
everything until I got saved.
Okay. And became born again. To stay in the secular circle first before we go. So how did you find yourself in dancehall? Dancehall is such an interesting genre.
Yeah, I think from school. When I was in school, I loved, when I was very young, there was shabarangs.
Yes. Oh, okay.
Shabarangs. So I used to rush back home, sit on the radio. The radios were playing a lot of shabarangs. So I think I just loved it. It was something that was new. So I used to do that a lot.
Yeah.
And I ended up, when you have teen time, doing that. It was easy because I felt like I could just make up things using that tune and people would be like, So yeah.
Oh, okay. And how was radio when it comes to like now Malawi music? Was radio supportive? Because that has been like one of the things Kenyans complain about. And that's Kenyan radio never really supported Kenyan music. Yeah,
back then I could say it did support because we didn't have much, you know. It was the only radio station actually, Malawi Broadcasting Corporation, which was for the government. And so they didn't have... Without internet and so many things, they didn't have that much ways of getting music. So Malawi music used to be played a lot then. But at the moment, I think what you're saying, the support is there, but it's not really there. People are always looking for something to really support the artist.
But right now, I'm guessing there are more radio stations?
Yeah, there are more now. Oh, there are a lot of them now. We have Times, we have Zodiac, we have... Joy Radio, we have Team Veni. There are many now. There are many.
And they're not supporting the music as much?
No, they are. They are. But I just believe that we could do better. For example, in Zambia, is it on a Saturday or Sunday? There's a day that they only play Zambian music. The station cannot play the Western or other type of music. It just has to be Zambian. I think we need something like that. And I think in Nigeria, there's something that 75% of the music played on the stations has to be Nigerian. Like it's a must. It's a law. So I think if we had to do something like that, it would be better for us. Because I remember we had a workshop in Nigeria, and I posed the question to say, how do you guys do it that you are everywhere? And one of the answers also was that thing helped, because even when they travel out, the Nigerians themselves, when you hear something a lot, when something is repeated in your mind, they would go out there, they would play the music. That's what they would want. So even in the clubs or wherever they were playing that music, even the gospel singers, they would go and do their music. It has helped a lot. Right now, you see a lot of countries, even in the Western, we are listening to Nigerian music.
Okay. And now, as a dancehall artist, why did you decide to be a bad girl? Like, why was it necessary to do the whiskey bottles, the fights?
I guess it's just when you grow, because I actually never drank from school, finished my school, went to do my studies, my college. I was not drinking until I became an artist. So I think it was just one of those, you see the pressure and stuff like that. And alcohol just didn't work well with me. And I believe also it was just maybe the devil, because it was like something used to take over me when I drink. Because people drink and everything is fine.
Yes.
They can, be, but that was not the case with me. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So there's this, you once, is it broke a bottle on someone's head, or is it a glass?
It was a glass. I think
A girl or a boy?
It was a girl.
Yeah.
A boy, I broke a bottle on a boy's head. I think I could actually jump off the stage. If somebody's saying this or they've come, I feel like you're disturbing me, I'm performing on stage, I would go give them a kick and come back on the stage and continue. And I used to feel okay about that and not see a problem. It was really, really a dark space and dark time, I think, because that was not right. And literally, we were running a certain bar at that particular time, and this girl was a customer that would come all the time. And I just flipped. Like, I was stubborn, and I was somebody who used to always think I wanted to be right. And when you're arguing with the alcohol, it was just out of control. So I'm just glad that I was saved.
What did she do to you? What made you lose it? If at that point, what do you think made you be like, you know what, she needs to get disciplined?
Because my boyfriend opened her bottle for. Can you imagine?
Okay.
It was just like, and we were the hosts, because we were the owners of the place, and she needed it to be opened. It did not make sense at all. So it was just one of those ones that when I think about it, when I look at it now, to say, really, and I always used to regret the next morning to say, why would I do this? And why did I do this? But I still kept on. I'll never drink again. 2 days later, I'm on the drink. I'm on the bottle.
Okay. And the man? Because hitting a man that takes more guts, I'm thinking, than hitting a girl.
He kept coming on stage. He kept coming on stage. We tried to push him. He wasn't listening. Then I think he may have uttered words that like really angered me. As much as I don't remember at the moment, because I try to put those things in the past, but I like to talk about them just to see how good God can be and how far we've come, so that people can see. And my response as he's talking, and he was drunk, the guy was drunk as well. I shouldn't have done that. And I just literally had a bottle and I just threw it to him, to the point the guy is bleeding. You go to the police, but sometimes also when you have a name and all these things, you stay there, you pay some people. It was not a good thing.
Oh, okay. So you arrested that time?
Yeah.
For assault?
They would go, yes. Because it would be bad. The lady was taken to a police station, and this was somebody I knew, yeah.
So have you made amends with the girl?
Oh, yeah, same time. Same time we did. We sat the next day, actually, we talked about it. Yeah. So those were moments that I never really wanted. It was that kind of thing, like morning comes, you're out of it. You're looking at a person, you don't believe that I did this. You don't believe that I did this. That's how I even know and believe to say. Sometimes things take over us, and as a person we believe, we don't even know. You don't even see it. you believe it's normal. So I guess maybe the devil used to take advantage of me during the time that I drink.
Yes.
Because anybody can drink. People would drink, but it doesn't need or have to get to that extent.
Okay. And does your family have like a history of like alcohol abuse? Dad drunk, mom drunk? You're the
Not
first?
at all. Not at all. Not at all. Not what I did.
Yeah.
And it's not even like I was abusing the alcohol, like I was a drunkard. No, it's just when I would drink.
Even if it's
I
one
would
glass.
just because I was two people. Not one glass. That's the thing. I couldn't drink one glass. And I would want us to go on, and I don't want people to go. If people are like this, we would club and party in the morning. You go to have an event, get paid very good money, but in the morning somebody is asking you for money, and is asking you for their money. You're borrowing from people because all of it you've just splashed, just done things that I was actually holding myself back.
Okay. And how much was a performance that time? Like in if you had converted to US dollars, maybe?
It wasn't much. So maybe around, it would be between 700, 800,
US
900 to that.
That's good money in Africa. That's very good money. And then you just drink that like the whole night. You just spend it there.
And this is why I like to encourage, I'm in the music business, like I nurture talent and also want to teach musicians how you can balance your art and manage your music as a business. Because sometimes you feel and think, so I'm Wendy. Today I can simply just do 3 songs here. I'll have this $800. And then I'll go next weekend, I'll have this money again. Maybe I can even have 2 shows in a weekend. So you just think it's okay instead of investing, instead of doing something with it. Because what we forget is there's no one that stays in the industry forever without somebody else coming. We have a lot of upcoming talent. We have somebody else that still comes and take over. Yes, you can remain a legend, but the bookings will not be the same. So musicians, footballers, all the people in the arts, most of the times you see that once they are done or they've reached a certain age, some are in the streets, some are struggling, that you even wonder to say how when this person was making this much. That's because of that thing. We get excited, and I think I would actually encourage people out there, the record labels or promoters, that this is what mostly they must teach these artists, because they come, they are excited, they make this money, they are just thinking of that ride that when you go on, they're just thinking of before they think of a home, before they think of what to do. So I think that's something that we should include, maybe even in the contracts, on how or things that they have to do.
Okay. And what do you feel was the turning point that you felt like, you know what, this is too much? So
I'm a promoter. I have a company, Jacob's Events, and I manage artists as well. We also manage artists. And as a promoter, what you do, we invite international artists, even local artists, just to do a show. You make money off them. So we used to bring in so many artists, Jamaicans, the Busy Signals, Diamond Platinums, all of them. We brought the Harmonize, the Professors, the Mafikis, all those people. So at that particular time, we were like, who am I having this year? Who are we having? And the song that was playing so much was a Mighty Man of War. Some people call it Yahweh, by Jimmy Disarmist. A gospel song, but it was everywhere. And it just came to my mind, if I bring this artist, I'll make money, and gospel people were patronizing the shows. I reached out to him. We agreed. He came, brought him, and one of my friends kept saying, can he pray for me? So I was like, what will a musician pray for you for?
Yes.
He's an artist, he's a musician. He says, no, this man, please let him pray for me. She kept on. When we were dropping him from sound check, she still asked me again, can you please ask? So I just asked him to say, this girl says, can you play for her? Pray for her. And they went into he said, no problem. They went into the room. I was even sitting there thinking, what are they doing in there? I was thinking otherwise, getting bored. And when she came out, she was like, hey, Nzangat, this man must pray for you. she was talking in our language. Hey, this man is anointed. So I'm like, anointed what? What is she, talking about? When you are in that dark space. So I said, what's he going to pray for me for? Because I have a husband at home. I have flown him here with his full band from Nigeria. I'm paying for them, everything. So what problems do I have? She kept on saying the same, but he must pray for you. So the following day, I was telling him now that she keeps insisting you must pray for me, but I don't have problems. I don't see what you can pray for me for. Then it just came to my mind. I said, maybe alcohol, but I can't stop because I have tried, because I had tried. So he just said, but would you like to stop? I said, yeah, but it can never happen because I have tried. He just said, okay. So during the performance time, I was on the gate looking out. How is the money coming in? Somebody came to call me and say, Jimmy is calling you on stage. I had to run. When I reached there, I found some artists that were kneeling and just other people there while it's going. And one of the artists was like, signaling me to kneel down. So I'm thinking, I'm Wendy Harawa. How do I kneel at a gospel event like this? No. But then I had to, because of how it was. I was like, the media will see me. When you don't have Christ in you, you get embarrassed of things of God. And I was looking around, but he prayed. He was praying for me. I was not listening to much of the prayer. But he did say also, the grace that is upon me may be upon you and stuff like that. And then he asked for a bottle of water, which he poured in my mouth. As we were praying, then people stood up and the music was playing and people were praying in tongues. I was actually making up. I was walking. I was saying, like I would just be saying whatever so people can feel like I'm also praying, that type of thing. I'm walking all over around, going this place and that place. And then everything happened and it finished. The event, we took the guy to the lake. He flew out. The following weekend was my best friend's birthday. I bought all the alcohol. We had her cake. We planned with her boyfriend, actually. I remember. And when I went there, I just couldn't drink. And everybody was shocked. And people were like, no, it can't be. That's not juice. That's wine in your glass. But I couldn't drink. And I suddenly just felt out of place. Where I felt like, let me just go home. I'm going to go, I'll drink in Zambia, since I was going to Zambia the following weekend and we were kind of running a club with somebody else there in Zambia. So I went back home. And when I went to Zambia, the same thing. I just couldn't drink. And my friends were like, come on, Wendy, you're boring when you don't drink. Here's your favorite drink. They brought a bottle of Glenfiddich. Look, it's a Glen, 15 years. Or do you want 18 years? Come on, just drink. I kept refusing. Then one of the girls, Sharon, said, why don't you just take a sip? Then you see from there. Come on. I said, okay, fine. I'll just take a sip. I got the glass. And when I was about to drink, my hand was literally shaking on its own. It shook. The glass shook. The whiskey was swooshing in the glass. So I'm from a Christian background from way back. I was singing in Sunday school, in church. I remembered the episodes of all that. I remembered Jimmy, and I just dropped the glass and I went back home, knelt down and prayed. And I said, God, I don't know you anymore. Like, we have no relationship and I don't know what to do. So if this is you, speak to me. Give me a sign. If you give me a sign, I'll serve you and I'll listen to you. And the sign that I had asked for, because I had a business deal that did not fall through. And I asked to say, I'm going to try again. And if this works, I will know it's you, but I need to know something or where to start from. Because literally I wasn't praying, So in the morning I called those guys, started asking them again. And they were like, no, but we told you this can't work. And not with that amount of money. Then I told them that, you know what, let's just try to work it. Maybe if you can just give me $5,000 and stuff like that. They said, we doubt it, but anyway, we'll get back to you. Later in the afternoon, they called me. Let's do this. And the money was ready. After it had failed, like literally, I was supposed to be going back home. And they gave me that money. So I realized, I called Jimmy. I said, how do you go about this? And went back home, talked to my mom. I started going to church where my mom was praying at ECG, the Jesus Nation. And I started just communication, trying to get to know God, reading the Bible until here I am. I became born again then. from 2017, 2018. I think 2018 was when I fully understood and grew spiritually.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this time now, you had to stop doing like all the other songs, or there are songs you still perform from?
I literally actually stopped. Because what I learned is you need to be strong. You need to actually know God, because if you are not that, you don't understand, you don't know anything, you can easily go back into it.
Yeah.
So I stopped. It's not like I say, don't listen to this music or don't play to this music. By the end of the day, what I was doing was positive music. It's not like it was anything that was like this, but I literally stopped. And I saw the hand of God, really. Because it was at that point where you just feel like your eyes opened to say, I mean, why would I do this? And I thought that that was life, that was enjoyment, and I had peace. But actually, I think I was more of a slave, because I did not even have peace at all. What I felt at that particular moment, even when something happens or when a problem comes, I would still know that I'm going to be okay. This will still pass through because God with me. I mean, God is with me, and that's what used to happen. So I did stop. I stopped. I'm a gospel artist right now because I gave so much energy to the word. Like all the artists that I'm telling you that we've worked with, all the things that I used to do. So I thought, now that I know things of God, I'm in the kingdom, why don't I save you and use the same energy? We used to go to different countries for the gospel, and that is one of the reasons that I'm here, because the Bible says, I'll give you nations. They don't say, we'll give more Africa, Kenya only. You can be from Malawi. We all need, the nation needs to be listening to you and stuff like that. And that's why I said, okay, I'm going to take up Kenya as well. And that's why we're here, because God cannot give me a message and say, okay, it's only for Malawi. I'm sure it's also for nations.
And now what happens to your businesses? If you get saved, you run clubs, do you sell the clubs immediately? Do you?
I left. Yeah, actually that one, I left it. I left it. It's something that I can't do and couldn't do. There are places, I go to places where people are drinking. There are places you are able to sit. But there are places you go to, you know that you feel so uncomfortable. You know that there is no way God is with me in here. I would give you an example. There would be even stations, radio stations or TV stations that you can go and you can't be in that place to say, no, I think I can't manage. You know, so I had to. I left most of those things. Yeah. Of course, we run a festival. It's a 3-day festival called Sun Music Festival. It happens on the beach in the Lake Malawi. And we're still doing that because it takes different artists of all genres and from different countries, neighboring countries, even as far as Jamaica. And we also bring in gospel artists. So I believe sometimes to say, if I am saying I'm only going to sing in church to people who are saved, how will those that are not saved know? If I did not meet Jimmy, if he did not speak into my life, I wouldn't be here today. Yeah.
Okay. And in 2020, you received the Life Achievement Award.
Yes.
So this is UMP means what?
Urban music. What awards?
But
so
it's a Malawi thing.
Yeah, it's a Malawi thing, and I have done a lot for the Malawi music industry in those times. From the secular part, I think I also led the ladies, for more ladies as musicians to come out, and because of the struggles I met as an artist to make it, to have a name, we know that most people who have talent, they fail because there's no one to hold their hand or to bring them out. So I made it a point that when I see talent, would help push. You already have connections with maybe for their airplay and stuff like that. So with all those contributions, the girls tell them the principles. Sometimes people get carried away. They are offered other deals, or people say, but when you have talent and hard work and persistence and you keep doing it, you still make it, minus somebody else lying to you or doing things that you should not be doing. So I think that's one of the things that what I've done to the industry contributed to me getting that award.
Because I can see that right now you've been in the industry for over 20 years?
Yeah, since 2003. 2002, 2003.
Okay.
Yeah.
How is it like going into the industry as a young woman?
It wasn't easy, especially for Malawi. I think Africa, I don't know if it's the same with Kenya, where a woman's place is felt to be in the kitchen.
Yeah.
So we didn't have many female artists then. If you're female, you're singing in the choir or in the church. So, and I was the first to do, I used to do dancehall and kwasa kwasa.
Oh, okay.
So you would go on that stage, I would dance. And if I am wearing, where you're showing your stomach and everything like that, which was never there in Malawi. But then I was just that, I was believed to say what I want to do, I will do it.
Yeah.
What I have to do, I will do it. So you would be on stage sometimes. The whole show, I would be the only female. And you're dancing and people could also scream, hule, hule. Hule means beach. How can one be dancing like that? How can, they would not look at you as an artist. They used to look at you as something else. So those are the things also, one of the things that I changed, that I kept on showing the people to say, you can be a musician. Why are you watching Beyonce?
Yes.
Who is wearing or whatever, and stuff like that. So why am I even making this point? What was the question again?
No, I was asking you, just coming into the industry as a
it was not easy. It was actually quite hard. We made all those hardships. You go to the corporate, we're looking for sponsorship. Sometimes you would meet, they're looking at you as a girl. As a young girl, I was a nice young girl, good looking. So they would want something more. And if you're not doing it, they would want to close your door. Sometimes even the stations DJs, if you're not friends with them, you're not doing, let's go for lunch, and you're not doing it or whatever, they'll just put your music in the drawer. So those are things that we experienced, but I was persistent, and maybe I also thank God that I came from a family that was well-to-do, that I had to not go through those things, because you're also able to just pay these people off. Because that thing is something that's there in the industry. But because of those things that I saw, it's also the reason why I took up music business, artist management, so that we see that those things don't really happen. Because art sometimes die. You have the best somewhere there, and those that are not the best out there because of things like that. It wasn't easy, but the Malawi industry has changed now. And people understand and know that it's music. We have a lot of great female artists. Great female artists.
Which one did you say they used to call?
Hure.
Hure. So I guess right now you're a gospel artist, but I can say that person deserved a bottle on the head. I feel like it's also, you don't go to a concert to insult people.
Yeah.
There's also that side where you're not allowed to go insult people.
Yeah.
And another thing I didn't ask is, you're saying by the time you are this wild, you're breaking bottles, glasses, you're married?
So I was engaged.
Engaged? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Not married, but engaged. Because I think I met my late husband at a very young age, at about 18, I think. So even for me to start the profession of singing, he's one of the biggest artists who died on the 30th of June this year, Lucius Banda. He's like the father and founder of music in Malawi, was friends with my fiance. So we had picked him up. I was singing in the car, and he was like, "Whoa, you can sing. Can you back my album?" He asked my fiance. And that's how it started. So we were together for a while, 5 years or so, before we got serious. And we did separate at some point for maybe some 2 years. I dated someone where I was also beaten up, and you get to realize, to say, okay, so maybe this is life, because I never really knew life. I came from a strict family, closed gate and stuff like that, and I was excited with other things. And we got back, we sorted things out, and he had been my husband until he left us in 2021 February during COVID time.
Oh, it's COVID that.
No, but because he had shortness of breath, the hospital kept saying it's COVID. They tested him, maybe over 8 tests.
And all
Until,
negative.
then they sent us to the ward. Then they started saying it's an infection. They started treating him for that. But they were still giving medication for COVID saying because of the shortness of breath, his oxygen levels are low, it should be, and stuff like that. So it reached a point where I was so angry, to say, you are saying you should do a test again. You've done this. And one doctor in the back heard me and said, the problem is, with COVID, we've forgotten everything else we've learned in the 7 years.
Yeah.
It's not like shortness of breath has never been there where somebody needs oxygen. So he started testing him and said, I think one side, it's where the air is not going in properly. This means maybe somebody has water in the lungs or there's some sort of problem. Can we do a scan, an x-ray, and what else did he? But there were 3 things which was done. And the following morning, the results came. I think the chest was showing like these things there, but then we were waiting for, was it the scan? Was it a CT scan or something? No, it wasn't CT. I'm not very good with this doctor.
I understand.
Whatever. So we were waiting for those results. And when they were coming to say it's actually kidney failure. So he has toxins. Because his urea was high than how it shouldn't be, the creatinine, and the only solution at this point was to put him on the dialysis machine so that they can take those things out and whatever. By the time I called his sister, because she's the Minister of Health even at the moment, I called to say, can you help us? Because they are saying the machines are busy, but maybe in the evening. So she says, okay, I'm coming there. Then they were telling us to say he'll be going soon after the other person comes off the machine or something. But it was too late because the machine wasn't there. And I think the rest were not working and stuff like that. And he left us just like that. But I also I believe that aside, but the treatments, he was being given what is not supposed to be. Because at his moment of passing, he actually kind of like blood came out and stuff like that. So I feel like things could have been done better. But when God allows it, it's God's will. And we only give glory to God for the time that he was with us and what he was to me.
And looking back at that previous relationship, the violence, why? Wow, you say that you felt like that was normal. So what would make him beat you? Was it because of the music? He didn't like
you mean after the separation?
No. Yes, the first separation before you went back to
yes, when I went. So he was also an artist.
Okay.
From a different country, from Zambia. So I just feel it's because I became an artist before him also. Maybe I knew more people and I would talk to people all the time. And like we're saying, a woman is supposed to be somewhere there. So if we would go out, I'm talking to people, he didn't like it, which I didn't know. I've always been a free spirit. I think that's one thing which my late husband understood me most. He would let me do, he trusted me that I could do whatever I could do, but it had nothing to do with being loose or being with a man, which I think this guy didn't really understand. So we would get home most of the times. Why were you talking to so and so? He would lock the door and the beating would start. And I think I had gone to a meeting the other time when I was coming back from the meeting. We were supposed to have a tour with some international artists. That's also when he was like, why? Where were you? And that time it was bad to the point that he got arrested in Zambia. It wasn't me, but because I went to the hospital, they had to take me to the hospital where I ran to. And he was also a big name. The news went, and when the police saw, they looked for him and arrested him.
So it's a Malawian girl getting beaten in Zambia. That has to be scary.
Oh, it was. It was quite hectic, but I had some good friends, and I think he also maybe had a split personality because he was also shocked. Maybe something I used to do, but when I drink, but he never used to drink. But he was shocked also when he saw me because I had a very bad black eye. And he was like, I did this because I had to go to the station to have him released and then broke it off. But we are friends. We talk now. We also work.
Okay.
Yeah.
You are Christian, so you forgive. Because
Yeah, exactly.
personally, I think he's an asshole. I'm sorry. Man. I don't think you can justify like beating someone to that level and then you start claiming it's split personality. You have to take. And
hear
now
you.
back to hospitals. There was this scandal here in Kenya. I don't know if you had it, and I don't know how it is in Malawi. But do you have these plastic surgery places? Because there was a scandal here in Kenya. I don't know if you heard about it, where there's a lady who went for that. I think it's called liposuction.
Yes.
And they're saying that the place where she was operated on used to be a beauty spa.
Right.
And right now they're operating on people. You understand, a beauty spa are expecting makeup,
Makeup,
nails,
facials.
Now right now they just like even they have like, I went to their Twitter account, and they have a video of how they're sucking out the fat.
Yes.
And then the husband of the late lady shows up, and he's there saying the way they'd punctured her intestines.
Oh my God.
That the holes were so big you could put in a bottle.
Oh my God.
And it made me wonder, how's that situation in Malawi? Are there plastic surgery places?
No, not that I know of. But of course, we are seeing some things coming, which is new. Like maybe people are talking of a butt lift or injections that would probably make you lose weight. Because I recently just gained weight from nowhere. I don't know whether it's age or whether we are eating a lot. And somebody came to me to tell me, you can go to this place and do this. But
What
it's
did they
not
want you
something
to do?
I would do.
What did they want you
Oh,
to do?
no, to lose, because this is not the weight that I had. So I was trying to lose. I am actually on a diet where I'm trying to lose weight, but you have to eat less, work hard, greens and all that stuff, and exercise. So they were telling me to say, no, but why are you struggling? Why are you, there is this here, and you have money. You can pay.
Take this shortcut.
Yes, they do this. So I guess it is coming. We could have 1 or 2 places, according to what that person told me. And I did see things, but not like they were showing me, but not like the liposuction one. So I don't think it's there. But it's something that I think a lot of women nowadays we are seeing are doing. For me, it's not something I would recommend or something I would do, though.
Yeah. And I think you should, before they start, considering you have a voice, you need to preach against it, because I feel like it's very dangerous.
It is.
Because like in Kenya now, that lady, the only reason we know about this is because the lady was from a richer family. Otherwise, this story would have just gone like that, and it's super dangerous because plastic surgery, even in the US, it's very dangerous.
It is. Yeah. It is. I mean, we've seen people, I think I saw one, was it a Zambian? They had this same thing they are saying, whatever they inject into their butts, because the woman wants like these big bums and stuff like that. Then they had these things just pouring out, like pus coming out, and the bums flabbing and stuff like that for a long time. I actually don't know how that story ended. So, I mean, we are humans. This is how we were created, and you're putting something in there which is not supposed to be in there. Obviously, whether you're okay now, but in the long run,
yes,
it should affect you.
It's going to be, And okay, a few things. Kenyan music. How big is Kenyan music in Malawi? Okay, which artists are big?
We know Sauti Sol.
Okay.
And now I did a song with Guardian Angel.
Okay.
He had some interviews in Malawi, and people loved his music.
Okay.
So I can say he's playing in Malawi. And Sauti Sol are the ones that are known.
Okay. So even in your festivals, when you used to invite artists, you never invited
It's
Kenya?
only Sauti Sol that has
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, Saudi Soul, we know.
Yeah,
Like,
so
we know those ones are superstars. So,
yeah. I believe that's also the reason why we need to do more of these collaborations as a tool to grow our music, and just to bridge the gap that African music has. I mean, we're just like one. Like we're saying, it's a 2-hour flight. Why shouldn't we listen to each other's music? And we are listening to the Western. We are listening to Rihanna. So I think if we work together more, all these collaborations, the way I'm saying, Guardian is now known in Malawi. And I know a few fans of Guardian, obviously, if they hear my name, they would know me because 2 years ago, they definitely saw me on Guardian Angels thing.
Okay. And then I had another thing that I don't know if it's the whole of Malawi or it's part of it, struggles from flooding. Is it?
It's the southern part, but the upper hills. There's Chikwawa and Sanje, that side. And there was Hurricane Fred. This one was really, really big. We saw houses being washed down. People died. A lot of people died. It was really bad. But like you're saying, the areas, most of those areas, I think people are not supposed to build there.
Okay.
But people don't listen. So when such things come, it becomes worse. But this time around, it wasn't just about the area. Even in Blantyre, which is like also a city, a main city, people died as well. It was really bad. Yeah.
Even in which? Because I assume Lilongwe is the
capital. Blantyre was like the capital before, way back then. Before there was Lilongwe, there was Zomba, which is close to Blantyre. So it's like actually it was the main city. Most of the things were in Blantyre, but then they now moved to Lilongwe because Lilongwe had more space. It still has space.
Yes.
And as such, there's a chance of it developing more buildings and everything. So everything, the capital moved to Lilongwe, the state house, but even the former president was based in Blantyre. The state house was Sanchika in Blantyre.
Okay.
Like the father and founder of
the former
Malawi.
President was a one-term president, was he? He served one term before Chakwera took over?
Yeah, we can say one term because the second one, he won, but then there was people protested to say they rigged. Then we voted again. No, actually it went to court. We did vote again. It went to court and Chakwera won.
Okay. Damn, and the way Kenya, we always like, our court system is better. Our court system, if the president wins, is not coming out.
Oh, that one, our courts really did a good job.
Okay.
They really did a good job that we had to go, we had to vote. The president was already sworn in. Yeah.
For the second term?
Yeah. He was already sworn in. He was actually a president for that month or 2 or 3 months or whatever when all these legal battles were going on.
It's interesting because I think with Kenya, we have a certain level of arrogance that I can say, I can admit as a Kenyan. If you tell me that, because we've always prided ourselves as the only country in Africa where a president's win was overturned. So that happened in Malawi. And the guy had been president for 2 months and still left State House.
Yeah, because everything was in court.
That would never happen. So thank you, Wendy. This has been such an interesting conversation. I'm sorry that by the time you showed up, I was not around, so we delayed starting this. It's also the same night that I'm just about to do like a whole night with Kenyans in America because we're going to do the elections thing.
Oh yes, it's today.
So do your prediction. People will watch this after we all know the results, but who do you think is winning?
Okay, on the thinking part, I wouldn't say or think. But as a Christian, it's some sort of spiritual thing. It would be good if Trump won.
Okay. Why not Kamala?
I know many people, you would say because she's a woman. Some say she's black, although some say she's Indian.
Yeah.
There's all that. But when you get to understand things of the spirit, which if we start talking about it now, them coming into power, a lot is going to happen.
Okay.
A lot is going to happen. America is not going to be the place as good as the place that it is today.
If who comes to power? Kamala? Okay. But Trump had sex with prostitutes and porn stars, so we have to see past that. Just asking. I
You
don't
know,
have a
he
dog in that
still
fight.
has kingdom principles, and sometimes he's still somebody I believe God can use. He's using, because sometimes even in the Bible, it's the worst people that were used.
Okay.
I mean, here I am right now. God is using me. You know, I have a charity foundation. I'm reaching out to people. That money that I used to drink a lot now. We even here in Kenya have orphanages that I support.
That's good.
In Uganda, in Malawi. So he may be that, but principalities, with whatever happens in the spiritual and the physical, he's somebody that will save. Otherwise, the coming in of those, what I know and understand spiritually, a lot is going to happen. Bad things, more of towards the coming of the, the end of the world, the beast, all that kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that I have to ask you, this one was not on my list, but the way we've talked about Trump being an evil one. Have you seen, there's a story that's been trending in Kenya, I don't know if it's trending in Malawi, but it's of the official from Equatorial Guinea.
Yes.
Does that sort of stuff trend in in Malawi? Because in Kenya it takes over everything. That's the only thing
it's on every
is talking
page
about
right now. It's on every page. That's what people are talking about. Some of these things you wonder, you say.
Yeah, and it's called
how?
It's called a gonga. In Kenya, gonga also means other things.
Okay. It's trending. If I just open right now, that's what we are seeing.
So you're saying in another life the spirit can use him to change Equatorial Guinea?
You never know. They can use anybody. God uses anybody, and we are given a chance to repent. That's the thing, that he is a forgiving God. And once you repent and it's those things would be, it's possible.
Okay.
But I'm not saying we are encouraging to say, let's do this or let's be like this.
I respect people's beliefs, and I also respect, as long as it's consensual, he's within his rights to do whatever he's doing. The fact he was recording, that's what, and I think the women knew he was recording them and they were okay with it.
I guess that's what I also noticed.
Who are we to judge? And then, but when you go into the history of that country, it's the population is like 1.7 million. What's the population what's the population in Malawi?
23. About
million.
20 to 23 million. Yeah, we're getting there now.
Yeah. It's 1.7 million people.
Wow.
Yeah. But the few who are rich are super rich, the rest are super poor. So like even a few, was it last year? France froze $170 million from Equatorial Guinea, that the son, the president's son is the vice president, yes?
How is it?
Yes.
Ooh, I didn't have that knowledge.
He'd stashed $170 million in France. So that money is still in France. So the whole country is just messed up. It's just a whole mess.
Wow.
It makes Kenya look like, I don't know what, like Kenya looks really good. Anything about that. But Wendy, thank you very much. And I've really enjoyed this conversation. I hope you've enjoyed it.
Yes, I have. And maybe I can take this opportunity to tell the people I have a new song out.
Okay.
It's called Favor. This one, you'll love it. You'll be blessed. So just go to my YouTube channel. You should go to my YouTube channel as well.
I'll go there. I'll go even watch the older stuff.
Yes.
When
you won't find it, and I regret. I really regret, because I started again. I took down everything. Maybe just left a few things that were not on my account, but I took down my account. Because I'm thinking, oh no, this is. But I wish they were there, so people can see the journey.
Yeah.
But either way, we are able to talk about it here on IKONINI.
Yes.
We are able to still give the people, and we are grateful. So that song is called Favor.
Okay.
My YouTube channel, Wendy Harawa. Go check it out. Do you play music on here?
No, we don't because of copyright. Your people will be like, he used our music.
So yeah, go check it out. It's a very good song. You'll be blessed. Subscribe, Wendy Harawa. Follow me on Facebook. I like to chat. DM me, Wendy Favor Harawa. Instagram, Wendy Harawa. TikTok, let's meet out there.
Okay. There's a friend of mine who we normally do the show with. If he was around, he'd have joked that when before you got saved, you were Wendy Haram. Now you're Wendy Haram. But he's not around. He's somewhere.
That's a good one. It was haram indeed. It was haram.
But yeah. So hii ilikuwa aniko nini special. So kicheki, shukran. Do you understand any Swahili? No.
Nasikia.
Unasikia? Is there Swahili?
Kidoko nasikia.
Lakini hakuna Kiswahili.
It's not there in Malawi.
Yeah.
But I come here a lot. Like I said, I have children who are at my heart.
Okay.
So we try. Some of them are not speaking English yet.
Yeah.
And just because I'm coming here a lot, I'm trying to learn some of this.